everyone, it's ThunderBamBam. I'm back, and we're going to get started on the second game of gameplay, and hopefully you guys watched the first one, but this time I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to try one of the different lineups. So right now I've unlocked, I think this is all of them. This might be all of them. There might be more, but I'm going to try out the big man, because I have some pretty good big man players. Jrue Holiday, Tobias Harris, and Leandro, I gotta get that right, Leandro Barbosa. Got him, and these guys are decent players, as well as I got Blake Griffin, and I'm also going to try out Luis Scola, who was my power forward for the longest time, but then I took him out, and I mean, of course, I still have, wherever he is, there he is, Caspi. But there's a reason why I'm not using Caspi today, because I don't need to do three-pointers. We'll see. I'll show you guys why. So, let's go back out. We're going to be taking on the Spurs. Spurs have some phenomenal players. They got the Kawhi Leonard, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Danny Green, LaMarcus Aldridge. I know all these players' names. All of them. But we're going to do some whoopitating. So here's the reason. You go to achievements, you go to season. I got a bunch of achievements done last season. Different than Madden, these achievements you have to do in one season. There's not like over the course of a full season. Maybe EA will add that like once it releases for the US. But right now, you can only do this in one season. I had these like I had for spin moves right here. I had that up at around like almost towards 100, but then it dropped back down to 0. So you need to try and get that. So the reason is I have to make 200 dunks in one season, or layups, to be able to get 2,500 coins and 6 trophy packages. Amazing. You can get elite trophies. It's a lot better drops than in Madden. So, yep. And if I get 50 steals, I'll also get a hoops pack. So I'm just gonna be working on all those, getting blocks and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm gonna be working for. And then if you see me doing a bunch of spins, there's reasons why for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Also, I did not talk about the boost. There's Blake Griffin who misses that, but we're at home. So there's a steal right off the bat by Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin makes a crossover move, loses it, and in for the slam as the first points of the game. Blake Griffin. Wow, going in for the score there. Here's Tim Duncan in for the nice little two-pointer jam there. And here's the pass into Holiday. Holiday does get to play on this team. I'm pretty sure this is this. Yeah, this is Sicey Scola. So it's the pass over to Harris. Just had to do that just so you could hear the three. I'm not going to go for many three-pointers this game unless I really need to, and that would be Holiday would be my three-point person. But there's the pass over to Harris. Harris for the slam. Man, going for those 200 dunks, that is not going to be a problem. But one thing that was crazy was, Tim Duncan in for it, and he misses. That leaves the open opportunity in here. Barbosa cutting back, making a spin move, going in, and lays it in. Nice and sweet there, making it 6-2. Tony Parker moving it up the court. Looking in, getting pressured by Holiday. Brings it in. LaMarcus Aldridge. Off the backboard. There we go. Missed. Harris gets it. Passes it over to Griffin. Griffin for the nice little lay-in. Don't think that was a layup. So we'll need to do a little bit better with that. But here's Tony Parker working it down, trying to guide his team. He's down by 6 points. Passes it to Aldridge. Back to Parker. We're down to 13 seconds left on the clock. Tim Duncan calling plays there. Tim Duncan for 3. Woo! Tim Duncan, the old man in there making some threes. Here's Holiday, passes it over to Barbosa. Barbosa back to Holiday. Holiday's going to run in, make a few spin moves. Passing it back out to Griffin, to Harris. Harris is going to charge the lane, and it gets stolen by Tony Parker. Tony Parker wanting to try and make some difference here. As Leonard goes in for the layup. Is that going to be good? With 4 seconds left, he makes it. Here's the inbound to Holiday. The lane drained with 1 second left. Tim Duncan for 3. No good. As it stands, end of the first quarter, 10-7 Minnesota. Here we go, start of the second quarter. Holiday's going to get the inbound. Holiday's going to work his way down. Leonardo Barbosa moving in with a few moves of his own. And a slam from the short man. Pretty sure Barbosa's only like 6'2", which is short. I could be just terribly wrong, but I remember playing as him in another game when he played for the Suns. And he was fun. He had really good three-point accuracy. It's pretty awesome. But here's Holiday moving in, backing up to Barbosa, who's going to drive the lane, make some moves. Not sure if I don't think that was a layup. Layups do not use the meter, I don't think, so got to keep working on that. Here's Holiday. Holiday working in the lane against Parker. Parker charging in. Oh, going for his alley-oop. Don't know how that's going to work. If I'm going to get a tutorial on that at some point. But there's Luis Scola. I was just going to say Scola, but Luis Scola in for the dunk. And Tony Parker getting pressured again by Holiday. Holiday playing some very tight D. But there's the pass to Danny Green and lays it in for a nice points. And now it's 16-11. They're up by 5 points. Pass to Blake Griffin. He's going to make some moves, and he's going to get taken away. Here's Harris driving the lane here. Trying to make some moves. Oh, and it's taken away. 9 seconds left on the clock. Holiday's just going to lay one in. Not a layup, but still as best he can. So here's Parker moving in on Aldrich. Here's Parker around the outside. He got the ball back. Still around the three-point line. Pass to Aldrich, and that's swatted away. Taken by Scola. Scola's moving up. He makes a move. Makes another move. Oh, and it's stolen again by Parker. Guess that's what happens. Parker in for the jumper. No good. Tim Duncan in to lay it in, and that's what he does best. Tim Duncan getting those little cheap shots in there. I'm not saying that those cheap shots were bad. It was Scola. Wow. 2. 1 and for the long shot. No. I think my longest shot was with Jason Terry, the broken card I talked about last time. And he shot from way beyond the arc and just drained that three-pointer. It's pretty awesome. So here's Harris into Holiday. Holiday moves in, pass over to Barbosa for 3. And Barbosa drains it. Not that we needed that, but that's just a little bit more reassurance. Keep that lead. Here's Griffin. Griffin is getting Kawhi Leonard all mixed up. Wow, this team's all messed up. Got Harris over to Duncan. Duncan looks like he was going to lay that up, but Parker for 3. And that was picture perfect. Because we all know how amazing that team is. And there's Griffin in for the layup. Nice. We need those layups. Parker going around the outside. Trying to make some moves. Trying to make something of this game. Because Tim Duncan with a nice move there. He's going to pass it. What? That just happened. That just happened. I just was out of bounds for a pass. And here's Danny Green getting double teamed. And now I force him to step out of bounds. That's a bit of a glitch right there. If you don't know, there's a bit of a glitch where you can push them out of bounds and they'll just step out of bounds, which is really funny. Oh, but a turnover by Danny Green. Not paying attention there. Let's see if we can steal it back from him. There's a pass to Tony Parker. Bringing it in, and Tim Duncan comes in. And Blake Griffin, sorry about that. That was weird. Griffin over to Holiday. Holiday's going to drive the lane, pass it to Barbosa. Barbosa now going to come in with the pick. And he misses. Taken by Blake Griffin. We're just trying to get in there and get those layups. There we go. Get those layups. That's what we need. I'm so good at getting those jumpers that I'm trying to now relearn and get those 2-pointers down. Here's Griffin, pass over to LaMarcus Aldrich. Oh, and not a good one there. Oh, and it's deflected, Tony. That was Tim Duncan. Oh, and Blake Griffin almost got that ball. But for 3, no good. Taken by Griffin. Passed up the court to Scola. Scola's going to move in. Slam-a-jamma. Do. Yeah, you can put a do on there. Slam-a-jamma do. There's Scola with pressure on Parker. To Danny Green for 3. And that's perfectly executed. And here's Holiday. 2, 1. For the fadeaway 3. Oh. I mean, as we know last game, Holiday was the king of those last minute jumpers. But here it's 26-21 at the end of the third quarter. Now it's the fourth quarter. There's a reason why this game's so close right now. It's because I'm not going for three-pointers. I could just hit three-pointers all day. I could have my Caspi, and he would just be draining them all day. But we don't right now. And there's Tony Parker in with a really nice two-pointer all by himself. No one else helped him with that. And here's Holiday just moving right in for a dunk. Caught everybody off guard. Everybody off guard right there. Here's Tony Parker again. You start to realize so much, like, how much the point guards really are a huge part of this team, because they, like, kind of call all those plays. Because I'm not a huge basketball player or a huge basketball fan. But here's Holiday in for another one. 2 dunks in a row. Come on, you got to get on your game, Spurs. Spurs need to start working together, getting some stuff to going. And Marcus Aldridge, there we go. But that just seemed too individualized. There wasn't any team efforts there. Right now, Holiday looking for a... And there's a jumper. Oh, deflected. Taken by Aldridge to Leonard. And there's Barbosa trying to make some moves there. Get it from Duncan. Duncan into Aldridge, and Aldridge was wide open. That's what happens when you double team people. There becomes wide open players. The pass over to Harris. Harris going to move in. Oh, luckily taken back by Griffin. Scola's going to move in, and a dunk by Luis Scola. My first ever gold player, too. That was from my tutorial pack. And there's Tony Parker. He tried. That was the funniest thing ever. I mean, if I was going to do a bunch of editing, I'd probably put in a little wah, 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 and with a repeat, and it would be really funny. But Tony Parker back with the ball on the offense. Leonard for 3. No good. No good. And here's the pass over to Scola. Scola's moving in for a nice little layup. Still, I don't know what the difference is between doing a layup and a dunk. I did the tutorial over and over and over and over again, but I still can't find out the difference. There's the pass to Green. Danny Green, was that a 3? I usually can't tell because I don't know what their score was beforehand, and then I don't know what their score was after. So there's the spin move, the move in. Oh, the hook shot with 6 seconds. Swish. Whoosh. Whoosh. Just like that. And 2, 1, game over with the jumper. No good. And our final score today is going to be 38-29. I do love the player reactions after the game, and you can see them just kind of go around. But there's the end of the game. We're getting so close to leveling up, getting up to next level. I want to get up to level 20. I forgot there was something that happened there, but ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We're going to finish this up. There's the end game results, getting that 800 coins. Don't know if I'm going to do record every single game, but at least I'll give you a little catch up on all the games. I'm about to take on Houston, and here I can just scout the team for you. But of course, as I suspected, James Harden. Wow. James Harden's got an 85 overall elite, 85 speed, and 83-point shooting. That is a really good stats actually for an elite. Because Blake Griffin, his only good stat is the shooting, which is 84, which now is boosted because that I didn't talk about the boosts. But I mean, there's probably just going to be tons and tons of YouTubers doing this. But I want to try and get out first, do some gameplay here. But you got your big man, you got your shooting, and they all boost different stats. So for big man, it boosts shooting and it boosts defense. Obviously, everyone wants to get a bunch of shooting players. I don't have enough shooting players, but it boosts your 3-point by 2 and your shooting by 1. So, yeah, I don't have enough shooters, but I mean, I could put in, here I go, Caspi there. Let's just hit best lineup. Oh, so I have a Ronnie Price there, but I don't have a center. I mean, my best center is not even there. Boom, JaVale McGee. That's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I hope you have a great rest of your day.